Welcome to the Investing Podcast, presented by Tusk Media. Now, for your early morning look at financial news and activity in audio and video form, here's the Morning Market Mimosa.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Investing Podcast, presented as always by Tusk Media. Today is Monday, August 22nd, 2016. We are here again for another Morning Market Ben Mosa. I'm joined again by Mr. Ben Nye, the investing guy. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. You have a good weekend?
Yeah, it was a great weekend.
Great.
Got to see a lot of old friends.
Great weather. We had that thunderstorm Saturday night, which is pretty spectacular.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, futures this morning. Dow is down 26 basis points. S&P is down 21 basis points. NASDAQ is down 19 basis points. Gold is down 53 basis points, and oil taking a huge hit this morning, down 2.68%.
So as Andrew would say, a bit of a redgasm today, huh?
Big redgasm today.
Yeah, I think that's, a little bit on the dollar strengthening. Just some profit taking here early in the week. So jumping right into it, kind of getting to what people are looking at this week is Jackson Hole. So Jackson Hole is an annual conference of central bank leaders who come from all over the world, and they go to Wyoming, which is actually a beautiful location. And you'll see your CNBC anchors, you'll see your Bloomberg anchors, they'll all fly out there and do the interviews, and it's really a policy discussion. So this year Janet Yellen's going to be there, and she's going to be speaking, and that's important because people are wondering when's the Fed going to raise rates. And a lot of times at Jackson Hole, there is the opportunity to make really more significant policy shifts than perhaps at the regular Fed meetings.
So it's a lot less just talk.
It's more, it's a real speech that's coming from her, and she's going to be talking for anywhere between half an hour and an hour. I mean, you don't know with her. Sometimes her speeches go quite long, and that's likely to happen again at the end of this week. So be on the lookout for that. Right now, there's pretty low expectations that the Fed's actually going to hike in September, but there could be a surprise to that forecast, which kind of feeds into Citigroup. Citigroup profiled in Barron's this weekend, talking about discount to tangible book value and things that we've talked about in the PM meetings, and that it has a substantial opportunity for excess returns, especially if the Fed hikes. So we'll actually be talking about that in the podcast, where I did a longer form interview, and that'll be up later today.
So very reliant on interest rates, obviously, Citigroup.
Very, very reliant on interest rates, but they have some things going for them as well. They're really simplifying the bank. They are looking actually to become smaller, which is interesting in the world of banking where everyone wants to become bigger all the time. But in this case, bigger is not always better.
Right.
So Facebook also profiled in the Barron's publication over the weekend, saying that there's 20% upside. So, we can argue either way on that. They're really focused on what the sell side expects from Facebook. Question is ad load and how many ads can Facebook actually put onto their timeline. So going to the next category, deal making. Deal making, Mondays, everyone talks about deals. You get in from the weekend, people have those long dinners on the Saturday night, perhaps a little too much alcohol.
Yeah, start talking deals.
And they start talking deals.
I've made many business deals on Saturday nights.
Have you?
Yeah, none that really come to fruition. But.
Well, the couple that are coming to fruition is, first of all, we have Pfizer, huge $14 billion deal. They're acquiring this company called Medivation. I guess the intuition behind the name was medical and innovation, two kind of buzzwords. Yeah. So that alone has got to be worth a $5 billion valuation in this environment. Then coupled, they're located in San Francisco, so tack on another $5 billion for that. And now you're talking, and now you get a $4 billion premium to that, and you're talking the $14 billion. So you can kind of see how Pfizer arrived at this valuation. Obviously, I'm being facetious.
Very logical.
But no, so Medivation has a cancer drug called, I don't even know how to pronounce this thing. It's called Xtandi. It's Xtandi. And it's a drug for prostate cancer. Right now it's doing about $2 billion in annual sales. And some analysts think that can ramp up to $4 billion in annual sales. I'm not sure if that's because they think that they can just raise prices or if they're actually going to produce higher volume. But either way, this is a stock that's pretty much doubled this year, this Medivation stock, on the heels of this deal. And Pfizer actually wasn't the initial bidder. So a little bit of a bidding war there, and Pfizer wins out. I guess sometimes in the end the biggest company wins.
Whoever shows up with the most money.
Right, indeed. So maybe in healthcare, bigger is better. So then if we move on to Syngenta, another deal that's been in the works for a long time. So kind of giving you a bit of a history on Syngenta. Syngenta is a maker of agriculture chemicals. It also does seeds. And they compete with Monsanto and some others. Monsanto actually made a bid to acquire them a couple of years ago. And Syngenta, it was a long process, eventually said no. But then ChemChina comes in, which is a big company in China, and they offer to buy Syngenta. And today, the deal was approved by the US regulators, which market didn't really expect, and as a result, Syngenta is rallying substantially today, up almost 10%.
Oh, wow.
So, good news for the Swiss there. It's very much a Swiss company run all by over in Europe. So that's about the big points of the market today. But we should hit some of the Olympics, kind of just as a...
I'm lost on the Olympics. I'm pretty over it.
Yeah, and I put it on there really as a mea culpa for me.
Yeah.
Because earlier, about a week and a half ago, I was on here with Andrew, and I said, what is going on with the Brazilian national team, the soccer team? Mm-hmm. They had just drawn 0-0 with Iraq, I think.
Yeah.
And they weren't scoring goals, and Neymar was completely MIA, Neymar's the most famous, most recognizable player on the team. Mm-hmm. And then I read the news, and they won the gold medal.
He showed up, yeah.
And he showed up, and so mea culpa for me. Good for the Brazilian national team. They needed a gold medal because they were running pretty far behind in the count. I think Great Britain got second in the count.
Yeah,
in the gold medal count, of course.
They were like 28 or something around there.
So good for Brazil. Nice that they could finish on a high with really their national sport.
Yeah, what they would want to win gold with.
But now the Olympics are done, we can move on from that, focus on football, because football's starting right up. AP came out with revised preseason rankings. I was pretty pleased.
Is it the Ducks? Ducks are up there?
No, I'm a Husky man. I'm a Husky.
Really?
Yeah, so I moved down to Eugene, and the Huskies were always behind the Ducks, right? And that was a little frustrating for me. Always kind of playing second fiddle. This year, I look at the preseason rankings here, and Oregon is number 24, and Washington is 14.
Wow.
And even beyond that, Washington. So I'd come down here, and now I'm no longer competing against the Ducks. I'm competing against Georgia. So the big question is, where is Georgia in these rankings? So I'm looking at the rankings, and I go and I hit Washington, and then Georgia is down at 18. So Washington, better than Georgia, better than Oregon. They're going to the playoffs. You heard it here first on the Investing Podcast.
You and Andrew are gonna have some college football feuds this season.
I think we're gonna have to make this interesting.
Yes.
So, you heard it here first, though. Washington going to the
Washington
playoffs
Huskies, champs.
this year. We'll catch you. I'll catch you tomorrow. Garrett will be back. Probably just taping for the lunchtime show. I'm sure Sam with Alabama and Andrew.
A lot of
with
college
Georgia,
football rivalry going around.
They're gonna have a bone to pick with me, but because I'm here before any of them, I'm able to plant my flag first. Catch you later.
We'll see you at lunch.
Tusk Media is a subsidiary of Narwhal Capital Management. Ratings and reviews of Tusk Media content are not to be construed as endorsements of opinions, analysis, or services offered by Tusk or its parent company. The opinions and predictions shared here are professional beliefs at the time of publication. We are not under duress from any of the corporate entities mentioned. This is not a solicitation to take any particular action. Although we are investment advisors, this information should not be considered investment, legal, or tax advice. We strive to be as impartial, insightful, and accurate as possible. We base our opinions, analysis, and calculations on information we believe to be reliable, but we cannot guarantee its accuracy. We can, however, guarantee that our opinions will sometimes be flat out wrong due to a variety of factors. Employees and clients of Narwhal Capital Management may or may not hold positions in the securities detailed and may or may not hold these positions in the future. A full list of all securities purchased, sold, or held during the 12 months preceding the date of this publication can be provided upon request. Unless otherwise noted, all data accessed via MarketWatch or the Bloomberg terminal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. A copy of Narwhal's Form ADV is available at the SEC's website, www.advisorinfo.sec.gov, or from Narwhal upon written request.